So for the past couple of weeks, I've been filming at Reed's house, filming his project for touring. So regrettably, I've not been here helping as much as I should, which I feel really bad about. It's taken up a lot more time than I thought it was going to, but Sandra has been here endlessly grinding, gotten a lot of cool stuff done on the car without the rest of the team. So I think the first half of this car has not really been much of a team build. We're gonna look over what she's done now. Yeah. This is just a test fit on the front lip that Sandra got from Moonlight Runners. As you can see here, new windshield. Yeah, it's not very good for seeing, but...
It's really good for seeing, and it's really good for shielding the wind.
Yeah.
Some might say. In hindsight, I kind of wish that I left the door handles because they were chrome and they would have probably looked a little... Whatever, it's fine. The doors, obviously, what the are those things called? Works flares are gonna go over, and they're gonna bolt like, they're gonna be bolted. So the doors won't open. The shop neighbor was like, "You should just weld the doors shut." And I was like, "I probably should just do that. That'd be so fun."
Yeah, taillight's out. Sandra has been body working and sanding all this stuff.
Let me tell you something. This is just because there was like a massive, like a paint chip. It was like this big, no paint. There was an antenna here. And I loved that antenna so dearly. Do you think that the radio will still work?
104.3 hard cock rock.
No, it's the easy listening.
Oh my god, bro.
Hell no, man.
I'm just gonna tell you what I did. Astrid, I was telling her about this and she's like, "Did you film this?" And I was like, no, I'm gonna get absolutely demolished if anyone saw that happen. I took out the seal for the sunroof. And then it was sticking up. Maybe I'll give you a picture to like edit in here. It was sticking up like this far from the body, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna press this down. Like, I don't know what to do. So what I did is I climbed onto the car and I was standing on the sunroof and I pressed it down, and then it was like slightly lower than the roof line. So that was fine. And then there was no seal in it, so we polyurethaned it closed so it wouldn't leak, and then coated it in Bondo. Ta-da!
Ta-da, no more sunroof.
It was so rusty, crusty, dusty. Like, that was not a normal... Oh yeah, this was so rusty. I forgot to take like a before photo, and I kind of wish that I did, because I cooked a little bit. So these are these are RX3 Savannah Works flares. I got them from Moonlight Runners as well. So when I was driving back in the van, like, obviously the van is hot, and fiberglass is, in the sun, it'll warp. Like, it gets warm and it gets soft, and then it gets cold, and then it gets like... Anyway, they were warped, long story short. And they like really weren't fitting that well. So I left them in the sunshine and then kind of tried to warp them a little bit back. So they're not perfect yet. I do need to hit them with a heat gun a little bit more, but they fit pretty close. Hi MTV, welcome to my crib. So, manual transmission swap is in. Long story short, it fits pretty good. Headliner. So don't mind these. I will probably wrap. I kind of like them with the brown, to be honest, but I should have time to wrap them again. I just wanted to put them back in so that the headliner would like obviously stay up. Note the color of the headliner. We wanted to do the whole interior this color, and I swear to God, like that week, the manufacturer stopped making it because I cannot find magenta crushed velvet anywhere. So I got these two fabrics as well to like obviously finish off the interior. Color scheme here, so I did the red, and the light pink. So yeah, the lip also got pretty warped from the sunshine. So the plan is, I think that this side is pushed up. I think that this side, I'm like blocking it. I think that this side is how it's supposed to be, and I think that this side is a little bit pushed up. So I'm gonna wait for like a hot sunny day and rest like a large book to like push it down. Dylan came by the shop one day, and then I was just like looking at the car a little bit differently, and I was like, the front grille. So I just took it out. I don't know how you feel about this. I kind of think it just looks funny. I don't know. Yeah, so new windshield is getting installed on Thursday. Pour 15 has just been the best because it's converting the rust, and the whole windshield was so rusty. There's literally a hole of rust at the top over there that used to leak while I was driving, and it would have little raindrops that would fall on me, and it was so cool. So that's gone now, and that's great. Test with the works flares to see how much of the arches I need to cut. Take the works flares off, cut the arches, finish the door trims. Oh, you know what else is next is the fucking spoiler. The spoiler needs to go on. I might actually, I considered doing that today. So this is the spoiler from Moonlight Runners that we got. Yeah, looks pretty good. It hangs over a little bit on the sides here, so just gonna have to fix that. The plan with this, so everything else is going to be like screwed on. This one is actually going to be like epoxy. I'm gonna use epoxy to attach it along with screws because I really don't want this to fly off, and it's like pretty heavy and obviously takes like the motherfucking downforce. So
we got these from auctions.
yeah, the tread is like lightning bolts, and I like this more. I think that this is so cool, the freaking checkered flag. Yeah, I think they're really cool. They smell like herbal.
They smell really good.
No, I don't want anyone in the DMs like, what size tires are you running? These are the size, okay? And
75, 35, and
225, 40.
okay. Yeah, we're not gonna mount these up because we don't know how to. So we're gonna call in somebody who's done this a lot.
The fucking reinforcements.
Yeah. Let's mount up some tires.
We're gonna mount up some tires.
Do we need a bee blaster?
Just pulled it out of the shop, and I finally got to like actually stand back and look at the car. And looking at it now, the flares are mounted a little bit wonky. So I'm kind of just marking like where to move, where to rotate things and whatever. So move in, I don't know how to write English. So the fitment here isn't ideal, and it did melt the tire a little bit. I'm so sorry, Sheepa tires. It really rubs here, so don't want that to happen. So this will have to kind of bow out a bit more. The flare will kind of come like up here and then tilt. So yeah, the angles here, this one, all of them pretty much need to just rotate, be mounted up a little bit higher on the bottom here, and then pull it down. And then the fronts obviously need a spacer, like a 1 inch. Who knew that 10J wouldn't be wide enough? We should have just got 12s all around.
Yeah,
nah, 12s
so,
would have been fucking crazy. It's not done. Obviously, it's still like not smooth, but I mean it's pretty to lead it, like. And then this is like painted now, so that's cool because it used to drip water, and I'd just laugh because I'd look over and there's like a puddle on the floor, so that's not a thing anymore. Yippee! We readjusted the flares because in the shop you can only stand so far away and they look so funny. I think I explained that last time, but it looks way more cool and unique.
They can't see it.
There you go. The back part there is a bit more good. The front part there, and like the way that the arch fits over the wheel, and they're bubblier. They're more like, they're more squinched together, so it like bubbles over the tire a bit more. Cooked today.
I see that.
Low
Looks
key.
good.
Yeah, so like you can tell like where I had cut it out because when I was trying to put it on the car, like it was just getting in the way of like mounting it. So I just kept cutting shit out. And then my plan was to fiberglass it later. So I did that and then cut it and molded it, and I used like a little carbide drill bit to like whittle it away. So that happened.
And the car's fully hammered.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, the car is primed.
All body worked, all primered, and ready for
Paint.
when?
Thursday, the day after tomorrow, and it's already like 11:30. This is my fucking problem solver.
We are 2 days away from summer touring, and the paint booth is set up back there. Car is getting finalized right here. Wax and grease remover is going on, and if you know anything about painting, just kidding, I don't know anything about painting. Please help. If anybody knows anything about anything, please let me know. All right, we're getting the car ready for paint. It's almost paint time. It's Thursday night, touring is Saturday night. This is definitely the crunch, and Sandra's been going ballistic for the last few weeks getting this car to this point, and we've got a few more helping hands tonight, which is amazing. And yeah, Milo's making a run to Lordco to get a few last paint supplies that we need to get the car in the booth, and as soon as he's back, we're hoping that this thing is wax and grease removered and covered in masking tape in all the right places. We're gonna go put the car in and spray it. So hopefully in this video, there's not too much more time between what I'm saying right now and this car being a different color.
Currently setting up the paint booth behind me. I wish it was a bouncy castle instead, but you know. I think I've been to Lordco like 37,000 times in the last month getting the car ready. Everything that you could ever need. I've been there for high build primer like 5 times a day. And not only that, I got all my paint mixed at Lordco. So I remember when I was getting all the paint for the Skyline and trying to pick a color, they can mix you different cans and stuff. They do it on the spot there.
I'm really glad that we have a giant coffin back there. just in case we need it after all this.
That's where I'm gonna go after on
touring.
Sunday.
On Sunday after touring. We honestly couldn't have done any of this without Lordco. We're so grateful for the sponsorship they have with us, and like Sandra was saying, like they have everything. Full range of all paint, auto body, detail, like our drift car, this car, all the other things we do around the shop. Lordco's our #1 supporter when it comes to getting tools, getting parts, getting supplies, and really what we want to showcase here is that like you can go to a local Lordco and get every single thing that you need to do what we're doing right now, painting a car in an inflatable paint booth, which is kind of like the halfway to doing it professionally. And yeah, it's gonna be great. I can't wait to see this thing sprayed after all the work that Sandra's been putting into it over the last couple weeks.
All of the materials that I've used, because I just think that it's so cool. So I have wax and grease remover, I have fiberglass resin, Evercoat Rage Gold, and also Evercoat Lightweight. These are cash money. This car is sponsored by Evercoat. I wish it was sponsored by Evercoat, but there's so much bond.
I love Evercoat.
Where the that scared me. You can get respirators from Lordco. Please wear a respirator. Every time I forget to wear a respirator, I inhale dust and
Which is this whole video.
I lose 5 years of my life. Brake clean, spray glue, every single thing on this cart pretty much is from Lordco because I go there at least twice a day, every single day for the last month. I think that's beautiful. Don't go in there.
The bouncy castle is complete. Hardcore enjoyer.
I don't want to get my hair covered in paint, so I wrapped it in drop sheets.
Let me see this thing.
Cinematics, but they got cut short because the security guard was pretty mad at us and he said, you have less than 5 minutes, and I was like, okay, I'll see what I can do. Yeah, overall I'm really happy with it. I think it's pretty much like exactly where I want it to be for right now. There's a lot of things that I'm looking forward to doing in the future and changing up and fixing and stuff like that, but for now I'm really happy with it. So yeah, thanks for watching. This whole experience was pretty much new for me. Did a lot of things that I've never done before, you know, just kind of tried it out and did my best and learned along the way. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you seriously so much to Lordco. This car would have never been completed. I was going to Lordco like literally 3 or 4 times a day. I was on a first name basis with like everyone at the local Lordcos because I was going there so much. So thank you guys for always having stuff that I needed and always having it available right away. And yeah, that was the best. So great. Yeah, if I have anything to share with you guys, if you don't think that you can do something with a car, like just do it and learn and make mistakes and fuck it up and do a shitty job and then fix it and do a not so shitty job and it might end up okay. Yeah, I guess that being said, this is a new chapter in my life, and This was always the Checkpoint car, even though I was dailying it for a hot minute there. I kind of fell in love with the car. I'm gonna be going forth on a different direction in my path, and that means taking a step back from Checkpoint, and we did kind of come to the decision that I would be buying the car out from Checkpoint. That doesn't mean it's not still gonna be around. You'll still see it, hopefully at events and in videos and stuff like that as it continues to progress and evolve over time, but for now. So yeah, with this step back, like, it doesn't mean you guys are never gonna see me again, but I am really grateful for, you know, the last 2.5 years that I've been involved with Checkpoint. I really appreciate everyone who supported me like throughout this whole time, like everyone who watched the Sandals in Japan videos, or those who encouraged me, you know, throughout all the other videos that I've been a part of. I'm really gonna miss, you know, that involvement and having people who recognized me and would come up to me and be like, hey, like, I watched Checkpoint, I love your videos. It is with a heavy heart and a lot of sadness that I will be, you know, leaving the Checkpoint core team, but these are always going to be my best friends, and I'm always going to really care about, you know, Checkpoint, and I'm always going to be around, just in a different way. So, one final boom. I don't even like. Okay. Boom.